What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the FallenRedZeo. I'm back with more Marvel Legends, looking at the Infinity Saga collection, and today we have from Iron Man 1, the Obadiah Stane and Iron Monger 2-pack. So this pack is really cool as we get an Obadiah Stane, so it's our first time getting a figure of him, so that is really cool. And then we have the Iron Monger suit, so it looks very much like that Iron Man Mark 1 suit, just in a much larger form. And as you can see, we can pretty much see the whole Obadiah Stane here, but the Iron Monger is all the way up here and goes all the way down to the bottom. So it's going to be a big figure, which is really cool, but that makes this set cost a lot more money, so that's a little unfortunate that it costs as much as it did, but I still hope it's really cool just seeing how cool the figure looks in the box. So hopefully out of the box it'll be just as cool. So I'm super excited for this set just to look at it. But we can go around and turn here on the box. We have like our Infinity Saga logo here with all the different characters and the colors, and then around on the back we have the Iron Man poster there with a little story for Obadiah Stane and Iron Monger. So very cool overall. So I'm excited to open it and check this out. So let me go ahead and open it and we'll check them out together. So starting off with Obadiah Stane, played by Jeff Bridges, and he looks pretty good overall. But Obadiah Stane was the interim CEO of Stark Industries until Tony Stark ended up taking over the company. And as we find out through Iron Man 1, he was secretly selling Stark weapons to the Ten Rings organization and hired them to kill Tony Stark in the convoy attack. But after Tony returned and made his way back, Stane went to the Ten Rings to find out how he survived, and they found the Mark 1 armor, so he ended up picking it up and bringing it back to Stark Industries and had some of his allies reverse engineer the suit to create the Ironmonger suit. But when they couldn't get an arc reactor to power it, he ended up stealing it from Tony Stark's chest and putting it in the Ironmonger suit. But in the end, he got electrocuted in the Ironmonger suit due to the large-scale arc reactor, so he ended up dying. So as I said, it looks pretty good. You know, it looks just like he does in the movie and stuff. He has the face there of Jeff Bridges, which I think looks pretty close and accurate. You know, not 100%, but I can still tell that it is. So he has the nice white beard there, the bald head and everything. And then he's just a guy in a suit. So again, this would be another good body to have. So if you want any character in a suit, just pop the head off, put a different head on, and you'd have a guy in a suit. But it looks pretty nice. We have the all black suit. So he's got the suit jacket, suit pants, and then the black shoes. And underneath, he's got a white shirt with some like pinstripes on it, and then a nice tie that has a lot of like nice detail into it there with the blues and stuff. So just overall looks pretty nice. So for movements, his head there can twist all the way around. He can look down that far, mostly the beard getting in the way there, and up that far as well. So pretty good there. The shoulders can come up about 90 degrees there and rotate all the way around. We had a bicep twist, a double elbow joint that can bend up that far, so pretty good. And then the wrist can twist around and flex back and forth. As you can see in there, we do have an ab crunch, so you can crunch that far forward, back just about that far, you know, kind of pushing on the jack there, but nice crunch back and forth. Twist all the way around at the waist. Hips come up 90 degrees out to the side that far. Thigh twist all the way around. A double knee joint that bends up that far in the back. And then the foot can flex back and forth and twist side to side. So still has pretty much all the same movements as every character in a suit. Now for accessories, he comes with a couple things. So we have a briefcase here. So we have this nice black briefcase. I like, you can see even see like the texture on it for the leather and everything. So it looks pretty nice. And then it does have the little clasp that does allow it to open. You can open up there, so nothing inside obviously, but you can't put stuff inside if you want to, but we can pop this into his hand. So there we got the briefcase in his hand. And then he also comes with the Tony Stark arc reactor from his chest, so that's pretty cool. So the nice little arc reactor piece there, and even has the little like cord hanging off of it and stuff, so that's awesome. So let's pop this in his other hand. So there we got Obadiah Stane, and I obviously don't think it's like the greatest figure ever, but I do think it's really cool, and I think a much needed figure to go with the Marvel Legends. You know, I thought he was a pretty big character and everything, so awesome that we got him included with this. And then we have the Ironmonger suit, and this thing looks incredible. Like, just this thing is so huge, so we can bring in Obadiah so you can see just how tall it is. So there's the Obadiah compared to it. This thing is massive. So I guess that does make sense more why this thing costs so much, just because of how big it is. But it just looks incredible. Of course, it's, you know, pretty boring. It just looks like a giant Iron Man suit, which is pretty much all it is, just big and bulky. You can see just how thick it is overall. But I like all the mechanics and stuff going into it. You know, it does look like a very early set of Iron Man suits. So it has a lot of things like the pistons and everything going into it. So if we look at the top here, we can see the head. So again, just looks like your basic Iron Man suit. So it has like the wide eyes and the little mouthpiece down in there on the head, and then it's just got the big bulky armor, so it has the arc reactor piece there in the center. Looks like we have a rocket up there on one of the pistons up on the shoulder there. It got some little like shoulder protectors there going all the way down. You know, there's big giant pieces here, little pistons in there, and I like the ones in the back that we see when we do the movements actually like move along with it. Then we go down to the hands, and then we have like some gun stuff, so it looks like we have like a machine gun type there, and on the other side we have a rocket launcher there, and then just down the legs, you know, all armored up and stuff, more pistons buttons and everything going into the legs all the way down to the feet. Just big giant robot is all this is. So as I mentioned with Obadiah, the Ironmonger suit here was made by reverse engineering the Mark 1 armor, and just so you know, here is the Mark 1 armor. So we got this a while ago. So here's the very first Iron Man suit that Tony had. So again, this is pretty much what it's based off of, just obviously in a much larger scale and has more to it and everything. But there's the Mark 1 armor, and with this suit, with all the size and everything, of course, it has superhuman strength and durability. It can fly. This has HUD interface, where of course the Iron Man Mark 1 didn't, and then of course has the weapons of the minigun, rocket launcher, and shoulder missile. So for movements, we have the head that can twist around in there, so it can look side to side, it can look down a little bit and up a little bit, that far there. The shoulders come up 90 degrees and can rotate around within there. Now we can't go too far because, as I mentioned, the like little piston piece here in the back. So as you see, if you lift it up, it kind of stretches out here, and then if you go forward, it stretches forward like that. Of course, it is kind of like bending this piece in here, but the overall design does have some movement. So it's on a ball joint right in there, so it allows some of the movement in there, and then it's on a joint here that can rotate around and stuff and move within there. So I just think that's a pretty cool design. Like, I feel it could break easily, or it can do like that where you just twist it too far and it just pops right out. So I guess it is designed where it's, you know, not gonna break as easily, but I like the little details right in there. But we have a bicep twist as well. We got the single elbow joint that can bend about 90 degrees there, and then we have the wrist that can twist all the way around and flex up and down. We have a crunch and twist right in the midsection, so it can crunch back and forth, so it can go that far forward, which is actually pretty good, and back about that far, and then it twists all the way around there as well. And the hips can come up about 90 degrees there, so pretty good, and out to the side a little bit there. We have a thigh twist, the single knee joint that can bend up about 90 degrees in the back, so again, not too bad. Now the feet don't have a whole lot of movement. They can move just back and forth a little bit, but just because the overall design, there's not a whole lot of movement, so just a little back and forth there, but it does also twist side to side. So although it is a big bulky robot, it still has really good movements overall, which is really cool. And then the final thing is up on the shoulder. We have the little shoulder guards here, so they can move up and out of the way. Have all just sorts of little movements that go in there for the shoulders as well. Now Ironmonger comes with a good number of accessories. So first off, we have some hands. So we have like a clasp hand and kind of like a more open palm hand. You know, it'd be like shooting the stuff out of his hands, even though he doesn't really have that. But it's cool to have these additional hands besides just the fist. And all our other accessories go with the little minigun on his arm over here. So we have the little minigun design. So first off, we have a thing of bullets. So we just have this little chain of bullets that we can stick right into the slot here. So there we have the bullets coming out. And then we have some effects for the end of the gun. So we have a smoke effect. So maybe after it's been shot, we have some smoke coming out. And then we also have the blast effect. So we can also stick this because the smoke effect does have a hole in it as well. And it's hard to get the hand. Actually, let's switch the hand out. There, I got the hand switch out, but then this can just go in the end there. So it can look like smoke's actually, you know, coming out of the gun as well. So that looks pretty awesome there. So that is really cool overall for the Ironmonger suit. So there we got our Obadiah and Ironmonger 2-pack. This set is so cool. Like I said, getting the Obadiah is pretty cool just because it's the Jeff Bridges character, and getting him in the Marvel Legends is really cool. But this Ironmonger suit is just incredible. This is such an awesome thing. I could really see this being even cooler by getting a second one and, you know, repainting it all, just, you know, have some other suit design and stuff. That would be incredible as well. But just overall, the build and everything is just incredible, and it's such an awesome figure. But let me know what you thought of this 2-pack down in the comments, and if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.